Hello, we're going to do a cardio and strength training workout today. So let's start marching. So this is ideal if you can't decide whether you want to do cardio or strength training. We can get it all done in one. Let's open the legs here, wider march. Good, so we must warm up for doing this. Inhaling, arms up. Exhale, down. So we can do this workout with dumbbells or without dumbbells. Let's just bend a bit more into the legs. Let's roll the shoulders. And the other way. Let's reach up. So as we warm up, we start to make the movements a bit bigger, always doing dynamic movements to start with. Good, and let's do some hamstring curls. So we should be starting to warm up, get the heart rate going. Good, and let's do some high knees. And raising the arms up. So this workout can be high impact or low impact. So if we're doing a low impact, we want to avoid jumping and putting more stress on the joints. Good, let's do some half jacks. Now we're going to step the feet back like spotty dogs. So sometimes my mum will do the lower impact option, sometimes she'll do the higher impact. So you can always mix and match, basically do what's right for your body. Good, let's march. I'm going to do some gentle squats. So feet a bit wider than hip distance apart, slightly turned out is generally more comfortable. Weight in the heels. Good. Excellent. And now we'll just open the hips a little. Excellent. Let's just have either a quicker march or a bit of a jog. Good. So let's get one weight if we're using a weight. So we're going to come into a goblet squat. So just like before, feet just a bit wider than hip width apart, slightly turned out is generally more comfortable. Weight is by the chest and we drop down. Think about keeping those knees open in line with the ankles. So they're tracking the toes, but they don't go over the toes. And you can keep the range of motion smaller by not coming down so far. Generally, you want to keep the movement smaller to start with. Test out how you feel. Good. Can you feel the heart rate starting to increase? You feel some good leg work here. Check the knee is tracking out. We don't want it to roll in. Very important, so stay higher if that's happening. Good. So weight is in the heels. Just a few more. It's the first part of the strength training. Good, let's do one more. Excellent, put the weight safely down if you're using a weight. So we'll come into our cardio interview. So we're either going to march, low impact, we're going to start to jog. Good. If you want more, we can start to raise the arms up. Again, high impact, jogging, low impact marching, you can still use your arms. So get that heart rate up. Cardio acceleration. Bit more. Great. So then get your weights again if you're using your weights. And we'll come into an Arnold press. So we start this way and then we come up. If this is too much for you, you can do a normal shoulder press like this. The Arnold press is working a lot of muscle groups, a lot on the shoulders, so we're hitting them all at once. Soft bend in the knees, engage the core. Also getting some work in the upper back. Keep the elbows tucked in when we come forward. Straighten the arms as much as possible at the top. Good, let's do a couple more. Brilliant. Place the weights down. Come into our next cardio. So that's either going to be half jacks or full jacks. Good, let's go. So either with jumping jacks, we're working the outer thighs and the inner thighs, getting that heart rate up. So that's really going to increase our metabolism, burn more fat, and of course help our cardiovascular health. So low impact is half jacks without the jumping. Good, so if you want to go faster, you speed it up. Great, well done. So next we'll get our weights again. And we'll come into some repeaters. So I'm going to take one leg back. I'm going to keep the weights by our hips. We're going to have that knee lined up with the toe. I'm going to lift and lower. We're going to keep that knee bent all the time. So working our balance here. Working our core to keep us stable. Our hip flexors. We lean slightly forward. Keep that front foot flat. So we're getting a good challenge for our balance. Modification is to make the move smaller. Just lift the leg up and down. Could always hold on to a chair as well. Let's see if we can make that quicker. Keep that front knee bent, but knee not over the toe. Good, let's change side. So one leg back, evenly distributed on that front foot, knee in line with the ankle, weights here, drive the leg up and back, slightly tipping forward, drawing the belly in. To get a lot of work on our hips as well, to keep us stable. The side of the hip really has to work. Also getting some good hip flexion. And a bit of work on that lower belly. Good, so if you want to do it faster, or if you want to slow it down, always make the workout your own. Try and keep that front knee bent, as long as it's not going over the toe. Good, brilliant. Weights down. I'm going to come into shuffles, so I'm going to start this way. Good. If you don't want to shuffle, you can side tap. You can always use your arms. So working more of the lateral sides of the body. We don't just want to work in one plane of motion. So we can always go side, we can go forwards and back. If you want to make it faster, keep that heart rate up. So working a bit of coordination as well. Especially if I start going faster, my mum has to keep out the way or we collide. It's what helps us get a bit more athletic. Great, well done. Another cardio over. Work a bit more strength. Work a bit more into the back now with some dumbbell rows. So what we want to do is we want to hinge at the hips. Nice straight back, and draw the dumbbells up. You could always do this holding onto a chair. So one hand there, feet. So you got that 3 points of contact. If you have any issues with your lower back, good. So do this with control. Feel that into the back of the body. We want to work the back of the body as well as the front. Very good for our posture. Feel the back getting some work. So you can really feel where the muscles are working. Good, you could do a few slightly quicker, but still with control. Excellent, let's put those weights aside. And we're going to come into some skaters. So we could either just side tap, or we could jump and do some skaters. So always modify. If you want to make the skaters more challenging, you could reach down. So that ability to get up and down off the floor is another more athletic ability. But again, we have to go slow if we're not used to these movements. Get the body used to it first. Good. So if you want more cardio, speed it up a bit. Try not to collide with your mum or the furniture. Great. March it out. Coming to near the end, we're going to get the weights again and come into some side lunges. So you don't have to do these with weights at all. These just add a bit of a challenge. I'm going to hold them by the shoulders and come into a side lunge. Okay. So getting a bit more work in the hips. The weights feel too challenging high up, you could always hold them down. And it's quite a good workout with no weights as well. I can feel my heart rate up. Good. I'll come slightly forward just in case I'm getting out of shot here. So what happens when we start moving, we can start to gradually drift over. Good, let's just do 2 more. Weight is still in the back. Brilliant, weights down. Nice bit of cardio here. So we can either have fast-paced feet, we can come in, out, we can go forward, back, sprinting arms. Anything that gets the heart rate up. If you don't want to do that, you can march, raise your arms up. Just get that last bit of cardio in. This is our last cardio. Bit faster. Go back, forward, side. Great, well done. Just going to do one last thing. It's a bit of an arm burnout. So we've worked a lot of compound moves. Now we're going into some arms. So let's just do some hammer curls. Feel free if you still want to walk them out, so you can still march your feet. Sometimes it doesn't feel right to just stop. Good. Let's alternate. Good. Hammer curls. We'll get a bit of the bicep and the tricep. Good, and let's just do a few out. Excellent, well done. Let's put those down. Let's just march quickly. Get the heart rate to come down. Roll the shoulders back. You can have a little stretch on one side. Always feels nice to stretch after quite an intense workout. The other side. Let's just bring the legs back and then come into a calf stretch. Okay, calf stretch here. And feel free to hold these stretches longer if you like. Good, and then the other side. This just gives us a good opportunity to have a quick stretch and just bring that heart rate down and get a bit more centered for the rest of the day. Good, and a quad stretch. You can always hold on to something. This does challenge our balance. The other side. Good, and then a hamstring stretch. You can always use something to hold on to. Breathing in and exhale to release. Change sides. So stick the bottom up to get that good hamstring stretch. Excellent, well done. That was a great workout. I hope you enjoyed that and see you again.